Earlier this year, Maruti showcased two very different SUVs for its Nexa platform at the Auto Expo. While at one end we had a very boxy and conventional looking Jimny, which was obviously very popular with the masses. On the other hand, we had the Fronx, a compact, sporty SUV. The Fronx is the first big launch of the year from the country's biggest car maker. The aim is to kill two birds with one stone, give you the image of an SUV with the convenience of a compact size, which will not only suit the pocket, but also our urban chaos. But can it actually do that? Let's find out. So what is the Fronx? Well, the idea of a hatchback on stilts is not new, and we've seen many hatchback cross versions earlier with different manufacturers. They never took off, but Maruti is known to change the tide. We have the Fronx, which is built essentially on a Baleno platform, but it's slightly taller, slightly wider and slightly longer. However, it has the exact same wheelbase. In proportions, it looks nice, it looks chunky if you're not looking for a conventional SUV. The design, in fact, is a lot less Baleno and a bit like the Grand Vitara. If you see in the front, the way the grille is fashioned, the way you have a chrome strip running, the lights look fancy. This is of course the top model, so it has the LED DRLs, and the base models get halogen lamps. This looks properly premium. And if you come to the rear, it looks very different. It is unlike any other Maruti, and that's a great advantage for it. The way the tail lamps run across, it looks really classy and really hunkered down stance that it has. If it has any issue with the design, the only fact is that it's not very tall. And for an SUV definition, that's probably not being liked by some people who prefer SUVs to have that conventional look. But the Fronx isn't meant for that. It is for someone with a slightly different taste when it comes to SUVs, more on the crossover side. All the SUV elements are there: squared wheel arches, body cladding, and yes, roof rails. The 16-inch alloys that you see here look different from the Baleno, but the size is just the same. The good thing is that you get the same size on all the trims. In all, you have 6 exterior colors to choose from, 3 of which come with dual tone. What you see here is the all too familiar Nexa Blue. Maruti is also offering a special customization package called Velox with the car to give it a sportier look. It includes the usage of carbon fiber patterns, etches, as well as garnishes. Inside, the cabin reminds you pretty much of the new age Baleno, be it the dark dual tone color theme, or for that matter all the features. These include a head-up display, wireless charger, and 9-inch touchscreen system that is compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The system is also integrated with a 360-degree camera, something that really comes in handy in tight spaces. Then there's the Suzuki Connect, which comes with more than 40 connectivity features. On the top 2 trims, the steering can be adjusted for both tilt and reach, and it is flat-bottomed, which enhances the sporty appeal of the car. However, the cluster, which is a mix of analog and digital, looks a bit dated, and Maruti could have considered giving a full digital unit in the Fronx to give it a distinct identity. The second row is decent on space, and especially the knee room and headroom are surprisingly good, looking at the coupe-like roofline. Cushioning isn't very comfortable, also a center armrest is missing. You get rear AC vents along with a couple of charging points, and important thing is that all 3 passengers get 3-point seat belts. The Fronx comes with a boot space of 308 liters, which surprisingly is lesser than the Baleno. So let's check out how the Fronx is on the road. You get an option of 2 engines, That is either a 1-liter turbo or a 1.2 petrol engine from the K series family. This can be either mated to a 5-speed manual. With the 1-liter turbo, you also get the option of a 6-speed automatic, which is the same as in the Maruti Suzuki Brezza, or you get the option of a 5-speed AGS in the 1.2 petrol engine. Now, the 1.2 is used mainly in the lower trims, which we're talking about Sigma, Delta, Delta Plus, and the 1-liter turbo comes with the highest spec, which is Delta Plus, Zeta, and Alpha. So let's see how this is on the road. I'm with the manual. A little less than 100 bhp at your disposal. And I can tell you, you can feel the power in this car. This is not a very heavy vehicle, and all this power with the 1-liter engine really works pretty well for it. If there's only one issue that I would like to point out is that when you sit in the car, you don't feel high enough. It doesn't feel like an SUV and it drives like a regular car. Since this has an interior which is very similar to the Baleno, it almost feels like a Baleno. From the outside, you can feel the bigger body, but from the inside, it's more or less the same, and that's a bit of a dampener for it. But apart from that, this engine is really sweet. It's free revving, it's not too thirsty, and it works perfectly both in the manual as well as the 6-speed automatic guys. A key factor in a car that's meant to be affordable and compact is its fuel efficiency. This 1-liter turbo is claimed to deliver 21.5 kpl on the manual, while on the automatic the claim figure is 20 km to the liter. On the 1.2-liter engine, while the manual delivers 21.79, the AMT promises 22.89 km per liter. Remember, the turbo also comes with smart hybrid tech that aids in marginally better fuel economy. This sits slightly higher than a Baleno, so there is a fair bit of body roll, but the ride quality is excellent on this car. It's even better than the Baleno, and the Baleno itself was quite a benchmark. Does it miss a 6th gear? Maybe it does, but honestly I would really like to see how the automatic goes, because that is where a lot of interest will be with a car like the Fronx. The mid-range is where the automatic performs the best. The pickup and upshift both can get quicker, especially looking at the fact that you're driving the turbo engine. But it only starts at 2000 RPM, and that takes some of the enthusiasm away. But past that, this drivetrain comes with its elements to give you a more pleasurable drive. Of course, you have the option of taking things a little more in your control using the paddle shift, which is a welcome addition to the Fronx. On the safety front, the Fronx comes with as many as 6 airbags, but that's only on the higher turbo trims, like the one you see here. The rest of the trims come with 2 airbags. The good thing is that ISOFIX child mounts are standard on the car and might help when the car is crash tested for safety of child occupants. You also get ESP and hill hold as standard safety features on the car. We got a taste of this at a specially curated track. That was a good time at the off-road track. Amongst other things, the good ground clearance on the Fronx helped in these testing conditions. The Fronx is yet to be officially launched, which means we don't really know the exact price. However, it is expected to be priced around 9 to 14 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and that will put it in a direct fight with most subcompact SUVs, including its sibling, the Brezza. One more good option for you in this ultra-competitive space. Maruti Suzuki has sold over 20 lakh cars under its Nexa umbrella. It is a sizable number, maybe not very big compared to Maruti Suzuki's own standards, but sizable enough. Of this, almost 50% are under 35 years of age. And the Fronx is supposed to cater to such an audience. It is a car for someone who's on the fence, not able to decide whether you want to go for a big hatchback or a sub 4 meter SUV. It promises the best of both worlds, and hopefully Maruti Suzuki can play the value card when it announces its prices soon.